Yo, what's good YouTube? This is Angry to you, and today I got another video for you guys. And basically today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make this gallery page. Alright, in the next 3 videos we're going to be basically continuing on in the plugin of the custom gallery. And basically what is missing is that we need to do 3 more steps, which is basically just going into the plugin page, making the custom page over here, which is going to handle the gallery uploads. As you can see, it's going to take multiple images uploads. After the image upload is done, basically it's going to be showing us the existing galleries, right, with a shortcode and basically just the gallery ID. And I just named this into gallery admin, so you can just name it whatever you would like. So let's say, for example, I do another gallery and let's call it example. And as you can see right now, we have a new gallery with the ID of 31. If I go into a new page and I want to display this gallery, let's call it gallery 2. And I'm just gonna paste the short code over here and then just publish it. And let's just go into viewing the page. And as you can see right now, the gallery is displayed as a simple automatic carousel that we're going to build. You can customize this, of course, as whatever you would like. However, I'm just going to be doing this simple example for you guys. All right, so let's get to make a function that's going to be handling the custom gallery upload. Right, so first of all, we need to check if the files are uploaded and a gallery title is provided. Right, so first off, we're just gonna do an if statement. So if not empty, and what do we want it to be not empty? That's going to be basically the global variable of files, right? Because we want to upload the gallery images as files. So we're just going to assign that. So gallery images. And also we're going to add in another condition. And also if it's not empty in terms of the post and the image title. So this is basically just the condition that we want to satisfy in order for us to actually upload the files. So let's get the files themselves, which is also going to take the files of gallery images. You can just copy this because we just read that. And that's pretty much it in the files. Let's get the title as well. So also in terms of security, you can use the sanitized text field. And we're also going to be using the post global variable with the image title parameter. Right? So this is basically just the first condition. Right? So also if this exists, we want to also create a new post in the gallery image post type. Okay, so how can we do that? We're going to do that using the post ID and using the WP insert post. So let's just write WP insert post and check what that function does. So WP insert and then post. So if I just hover over it with the extension, it's going to show me that basically it inserts or updates posts when the post array parameter has ID set to a value. So basically we're going to be updating the post or inserting the post according to the ID. So basically if we're creating a post, it's going to create a new ID. However, if you're using the same ID, it's going to update the post. So that is a pretty cool built-in function. All right, and it's going to take these parameters. So as you can see, the first parameter is just the post array, and that is what we just did. I'm just going to assign an array of strings that's going to take some simple parameters. So post title, and that is going to be just the title variable, and then the post type is also going to be a string, and the post type is we already assigned that before, which is gallery image. This is the post type we want to publish the images in, and then post status to publish. All right, so we're done with this section. Let's also check out right now how to actually upload the files themselves. All right, so right now, as you can see, all we actually did is just a condition. If this is not empty and if the post is not empty, then handle the upload and then like do actions and so on. So we still haven't actually looped over the files themselves so we can actually upload the files. We just made some conditions right now that are pretty simple conditions, and right now we're just gonna doing the for loop on the files so we can upload and loop through each uploaded file. Move on from here. So like I said, right now what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be looping through each uploaded file. So using the post ID, and the post ID, we just assign that over here. All right, so in the for each, we're just gonna loop all of the files name, and we're gonna use that as a key, and that key is gonna take a value, which is also gonna be a variable. If the files have the name and key, then we want to process each file. All right, so process each file, and let me just scroll down so you can see everything. Okay, so the file itself is just going to be an array of strings as well, which is name, and the name is just going to be files and then name and key. So we're basically going to be writing in the parameter over here with the key value, so we can just do a comma, and after that comma we can just basically alt shift and just do it 5 more times, so you just have 5 lines over here, right? Instead of name in the second one, this is going to be type. All right, and also this is going to be type, and also temporary name, so temporary name, and also temporary name. We have also 2 more parameters that we're going to be adding over here to our array of strings, which is going to be just the error and the error, and also the size of the image itself. I think I just need to close a file over here. I think that's pretty much it. Yep. So yeah, let's continue. Right, so right now, after we just fix that small typo, we can just verify the file type, and the file type is going to be basically a variable that's going to be using the built-in function that's called wp check the file type, right? And that is going to just take a variable of the file and name, which also this is just going to be the MIME type, right? So as you can see, we can retrieve the file type from the file name. So as you can see, wp check file type takes 2 parameters, one that's going to be a string of file name or the path, and the second parameter is a string array of strings, which is just going to take the MIME types. And as you can see, this is also optional, but it is the array of MIME types keyed by their file extension regex. That's why we basically use the key with each of the values over here in the file. All right, so let's continue. So we want to make sure actually if this exists in the array, right? And we want to make sure if it's one of the allowed types, right? So we don't want people to actually upload other types of files to the WordPress upload directory. So that is just gonna be, we're gonna make if it exists in the array the type. We want to also add in allowed types, and the uploaded, we want it to be an uploaded variable, and the uploaded variable is basically just going to take the wp handle upload function, which again is just going to take, as you can see, multiple parameters, which is going to be the file. It's an array. There's also the overrides, which is basically just a Boolean value. And finally, you have your time if you want to add that. Okay, so to handle the upload, we want to add in the file first and the test form, which is basically going to be the form that we're going to be using in the next video, which we're going to be displaying it actually for the user to upload the files. All right, right now we're just handling the uploads that's going to be used in that form. All right, I think I just have a small typo over here. This yep, this array should be here. And the allowed types, we did not actually assign the allowed types variable, so we can just do that. That's going to be also an array of strings. And I'm just going to copy it over here from the example over here so I don't waste your time. So the allowed types that we want is going to be image slash JPEG, image slash JPEG, image slash PNG, and image slash GIF. Right? You can change the allowed types that you want to use for your WordPress plugin, basically just by assigning more strings over here or whatever types of values you want to add. Okay, let's continue. So to actually check out if these are uploaded, so if it's set and then the uploaded file with the key, if uploaded file, the file path, we want it to be the uploaded file, and the file URL is just going to be the file uploaded URL. So uploaded and then the key value of URL. Okay. Right now we want to also insert the attachment ID. This is the one of the most important steps actually in the plugin. Let me tell you why, because in the attachment ID itself, we're basically going to be using that to display it as shortcode in the next video. So just stay tuned for that, and let's continue, right? So now we have the attachment ID, and it's going to take the WordPress built-in function, which is called WP insert attachment. Okay. And that WP insert attachment is basically just going to take these parameters as well. Arguments, file, parent, WP error, fire after hooks. So as you can see, the array arguments is just arguments for inserting an attachment. Afterwards, it's just going to be the file type itself, and then the path. All right. So basically what we're going to be doing, we're going to be adding three things, which is going to be the arguments, an array of strings, and then the file path or file name, and then the post ID. Okay, so let's continue to do that. Right, so first of all, we're going to add in the array of strings, which is going to take these options, which is going to be file URL in terms of the GUID, the post MIME type, and again, if you miss out on any of these, like parameters, functions, anything, you can just refer to the WordPress codex and just search, like, for example, this and what does that mean. All right, because if I explain every single thing in the video, you're basically going to be watching me for a lot of hours, so that wouldn't be very adequate. Okay, so right now we're just assigning in the post title. There is just maybe a thing or two where you're just going to be doing. We also want to add in after that just a comma after the array comma, which is going to take, again, like I said, the file path and the post ID. So this, we just need to continue this. We want to make another parameter that's going to be post content, and we're going to make it empty. And one last thing, the post status, we're going to make it inherit. All right, so post status and then inherit. So that is pretty much it. We got the attachment ID. Right now, we want to actually attach this ID to your WordPress metadata, the attachment metadata. So that is what we're going to do, right? So just after the attachment ID, which takes in the WP insert attachment built-in function, just right now, we want to add in a comment. We're still within this if statement, by the way, so you can check that out. So as you can see, we're still in the same if statement that just checks out for the post ID, right? So just a simple check if the post ID exists, then just do these actions or the following commands, right? So afterwards, we're just, like I said, we're just going to be generating and attaching the metadata for the gallery images, and we're also going to be updating the database, right? So generate metadata for attachment and updating the DB. Okay, let's continue. So right now we're going to be requiring once and then the absence path dot, and we're going to be taking in WP admin and then includes, then image.php. Okay, so afterwards also you can also check out what that is. So if I just go into my local disk C, XAMPP, htdocs, and then the WordPress installation, and as you can see, it is in the WP admin and then the includes and then the image.php. Right, so let's go into image.php and check out what it does. So as you can see, the image.php, which is also just a file that's containing all the administration image manipulation functions. Basically, as you can see, you can use all the built-in WordPress functions that are, for example, WP crop image. Go a little bit further down, you're going to get missing image subsizes. There are a lot of functions, so this is a really long file. WP update image subsizes, and so on and so forth. So we're going to be using this just to make sure that we're actually generating the metadata and also while attaching the metadata correctly. Right? So let's continue. Right now we want to, like I said, attach the data. So we're going to use the WP generate attachment metadata. So this is a really long built-in function name, but again, WP generate attachment metadata, and it takes in just the attachment ID and then the function, right? So the attachment ID, we already have that. And then we have the file, and we call the file path just file path, and that is pretty much it in terms of attaching the data. Right now we want to actually update the attachment metadata, so we generated it, right? So as you got said, we generated it, so we generated it, and now we want to update it. All right, so we want to update the attachment metadata, and it takes in the same parameters. The only difference is the second parameter, which is the attachment ID, where it's not going to be file path in the second parameter. It's just going to be the attachment data, so attachment ID, and the second variable is going to be attached data. And that is pretty much it. Actually, let's just close this and yeah, that's pretty much it. We're just gonna be formatting the document, and all right, so after all of this, we just want to add in the action and redirect back to the plugin page after handling the upload. So that's going to be pretty simple. We're just going to be using the WP redirect. So WP redirect built-in function, and it's going to take in the admin URL, which is just the admin path. So as you can see, it just retrieves the URL to the admin area for the current site. And that is just going to be the string, which is admin.php, and the page is just going to be the custom gallery plugin. So this is just going to be the name of the page that we're going to be assigning it in the next video, which we're going to be redirecting to, right? So after the file is uploaded and everything is going file, we want to be redirected to the gallery page. in the plugin, so we can just basically continue our actions on the plugin. So one last thing, we're just going to be adding in the action, which, as you have noticed in the previous videos, the action just takes a callback function and just the action itself. So I'm just going to go up and I'm just going to copy the name of the function that we made, which is called function handle custom gallery upload. So that is just the name of the callback function. And the action itself is just going to be admin and then post the custom gallery upload. All right. And that is pretty much it. All right. So if I do actually scroll on the add action, it's not going to show anything because this is a custom action. If I do search admin post, as you can see, it is just the do action with the admin post and then the action. So it fires on an authenticated admin post request for the given action. All right. So this is basically what we have did in the previous video. We have actually left some capabilities for the marketing team so that they can make an admin post just in the gallery file upload. We don't want them to use anything else, and that is what we're going to be doing in the next videos. We're just going to make a page, and we're also going to make the styles, and one last thing, which is going to be the short code to display the pages like I showed you over here. So if I go back into the gallery, so as you can see, this is displayed by a shortcode. So that we're going to be doing that in the next videos. In the next video, I'm going to be doing in just the plugin page for the WordPress plugin. So if you go into WP admin, you would see a custom page instead of just the regular plugin page. As you can see, there is an error on it right now, but that is fine. So maybe because I just did not actually so if I just copy my old code over here, it's going to be displayed again. Yeah, so this is what we're going to be doing in the next videos. Like I said, just making the page, the styles, and also displaying the shortcode. All right, so that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next video. This was Angry you, and peace, you guys.